Geelong is the next side we put under the microscope in our club-by-club AFLW draft reviews. And Pete, it's a regenerating side. They had pick 2, 7, 19 and 15 for 4 first-round selections this year, starting off with Georgie Prisparkas.
Yeah, look, pick 2, it was fairly obvious from the outset that Georgie was going to go at this selection, especially once Charlie Rowbottom went up to Gold Coast. So Georgie, been the most consistent sort of performer all year, as everyone knows, sort of sister of Maddie at Carlton. So, just a natural ball winner, can sort of play anywhere really, but she's an inside mid that wins the ball at stoppages, a clearance player, able to extract it to the outside, able to get to the outside, then win it and go forward. She can play out of the square if need be, play forward. So she can play a variety of roles. You'd expect she'll be a starting midfielder though for the Cats, and someone who can just add to the depth there. I feel like their strength is probably their midfield, especially their youth coming through that midfield as we saw in their VFLW program. So obviously a bit weird from when they played in that preliminary final, because Georgie had played for Essendon against Geelong, so that would have been interesting having just been drafted, but certainly a talent that they'll be very excited to have on board in their colours next time they play.
And you speak of the VFLW preliminary finals, Ali Friswell, the next draftee at pick 7, was another player who played in Bombers colours on that day. Obviously a Calder Cannons teammate of Prisparkas. What does she offer?
Yeah, she's quite a slick inside mid that can play outside as well. Very good ball user, as well as quite athletic. She's got the speed and evasion and high endurance level that makes her run all day. And she's sort of been played a bit out of position at both championships and VFLW level, played a bit back forward. So she's sort of honing her craft in those areas just to add that extra dynamic to her game. But certainly her midfield game is very, very good and a player that's quite exciting and reliable with ball in hand.
And we know that the Cats love a local. They did that once again with the Geelong Falcons pick, and then one out of their own VFLW system, which they had a couple more, obviously, before the fact. But Gabby Featherston and Annabelle Johnson had a bit of athleticism, respectively.
Yeah, Gabby Featherston, obviously, exciting type, got a really good leap, did play through the ruck, mostly sort of forward though. She's sort of that 169 centimetre size, so just got a really, really good vertical leap and would have gone close to challenging the records for that one. And certainly she's someone who can lead out, strong hands, very powerful, penetrating kick, able to hit the scoreboard regularly. Once she gets a bit more composure, she's someone who will be very, very exciting going forward. And Johnson, being that sort of mature ager, ready to step in straight away, has been a consistent performer for the Cats in their VFLW program. She can win the ball in midfield and go forward as well. Can play multiple positions, but she's generally been a midfielder and someone who can, extract the ball, get it out, and then also sort of run on the outside. So someone who's been rewarded for some great VFLW football this year.
And overall, obviously a pretty regenerative list for Geelong. They've had a pretty disappointing season this year. But do you think all of these players, or how many of them, are going to be able to impact straight away? Yeah,
well, it's also worth mentioning they picked up Olivia Fuller, who's a ruck, and Claudia Gondraka, who's their acting captain at the moment through VFLW, both including as well. So they picked up a few mature ages to go with their young kids that they're bringing in. So they've potentially got 6 players that can step straight into the lineup. So that's going to naturally provide better depth and strength as a whole. They haven't lost a great deal. They did lose Liv Purcell, who was basically out the entire season this year. So obviously they were without her anyway. And, they've just got to really develop those kids, and it might be a bit of a long road, but certainly I think they're on the way up, and I think we'll see a lot of progress next year.